luster and a fervour for Formula One's finest. And one man at its heart, the best their nation has ever produced. Their hero and their hope.
Six decades ago, Oscar Fernandez submitted his university dissertation. It was a design for a racetrack, something to match Indianapolis and Monza, he hoped. And after the local government saw the plans, they only went and built the thing, and not an hour out of town, but right in the heart of magnificent Mexico City. The blueprints of the 50s might have faded, but the legacy is a truly vivid race. Good afternoon and welcome to the Mexico City Grand Prix. This is Formula One Live. This is the circuit, 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles. We have 71 laps to bring your way in about 5 minutes time. There's not much in the way of elevation, but we have the Foro Sol. We have the other baseball stadium at turn one, and we have a technical infield which provides a lot of drama, but not as much as turn number one on lap one. Further into the Grand Prix in 2018, Hamilton versus Raikkonen. We see lots of moves that go through all three corners that begin the lap. This is Daniel Ricciardo versus Sebastian Vettel. Late on the brakes. This is the man who starts P4 on the grid today as we welcome him back to the sharp end in Formula One. Charles Leclerc versus Sergio Perez. Different teams, different stages of their careers. That was turn 12 in 2018. It is officially round 20 of the Formula One World Championship in 2023. We will be contesting it on the C5, the C4 and the C3 tyres. The medium and the hard are the tyres favoured for the Grand Prix distance today. The soft disappearing in use very, very quickly indeed. What a magnificent venue in a truly special city. Let's take you through the grid from back to front. Lance Stroll on his birthday starting from the pit lane. Logan Sargent got a penalty, but he was going to start at the back anyway. That was for overtaking under yellow flags. Yuki Tsunoda's used too many engine components. And Lando Norris, the big shock of qualifying, getting the run plan wrong and going out. He's 17th on the grid. Then it's Kevin Magnussen and Esteban Ocon. Alex Albon has a lot of speed, but not crucially when it counted in qualifying. Fernando Alonso just doesn't seem to have his usual flair around here. He's P13. 200 Grand Prix starts for Nico Hülkenberg next to Pierre Gasly, who starts 11th. Both Alfa Romeos into Q3 for only the second time this year. Zhou Guanyu in 10th, Valtteri Bottas in 9th. And then it's George Russell on the front row here last year, only 8th today. Oscar Piastri is in 7th position as the lead McLaren. Lewis Hamilton, first time he has been outside the top three here for the Mexican Grand Prix or the Mexico City Grand Prix. And the home favourite got a huge cheer from the grandstand when they saw him on the screen, Checo Perez. Then it's Max Verstappen in 3rd as we welcome Daniel Ricciardo back with his best grid spot for the first time. His best grid spot for a couple of years now. 2021, the last time he was as high as 4th on the grid. And a shock Ferrari front row. It really, really was. The last time they did that, Monaco 2022, they all hope today goes better than that strategic nightmare. Charles Leclerc is our pole sitter for the Mexico City Grand Prix. The crowd are expectant. It's warm out there. The track temperature is 47.9 degrees. We're giving you the exact number because it's going to play a big role in this Grand Prix and whose car is in the window. Heavy fuel at the start. This is unusual for Max Verstappen. Slightly bemused to not be on pole position yesterday, but the Ferraris, when it counted in Q3, Carlos Sainz nearly got knocked out in Q2. He survived by 1/10 of a second, and yet when it mattered, for the 22nd time in his Formula One career, level in that stat with Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, as he always seems to, stepping forward. In the commentary box, I'm Alex Jakes, joined by David Coulthard and James Hinchcliffe as we build up the expectation here. The cars are rolled back and we have one driver who's starting on the softs, and it appears to be Lando Norris at the back. Everyone else on first glance on the mediums and the hards. David, it is all going to be about working the strategy. Five victories. Four from pole position is bang on, yes.
So his conversion rate is not as high as he'd like it to be. I think it just highlights his one-lap skill, the way he can just scrape lap time out of a race car. But today it's going to be tough to keep the Red Bulls behind.
DC, you do not look happy with the stat that this city sinks 12 centimetres a year.
I'm flabbergasted. I think that's a brilliant, that's the stat of the weekend, isn't it? Never mind, you know, only 4 victories from pole out of 22. 12 centimetres, that's a lot.
It is indeed. We had subsidence last time out at the Circuit of the Americas. It led to plank wear for Charles Leclerc, led to him being disqualified. Will Ferrari work tactically today? We expect it to be a one-stop. Will they work together? Because if they split apart and they don't help each other in front of this enormous crowd, 30,000 filling the Foro Sol, Max Verstappen is super confident that he can get ahead. And what about this man's performance yesterday? Did the job on the first run. Daniel Ricciardo, yes, he's won fairly recently, the 2021 Italian Grand Prix, but the Ricciardo of old, the one who was super late on the brakes, super brave, and had 8 Grand Prix victories, all of which were box office. Well, we've missed that guy. He appears to be back this weekend. It's 24 degrees air temperature. The track temperature is 47.9 for your reference as we begin this Grand Prix. A reminder that Sergio Perez is trying to be the first Mexican driver to win the Mexico City Grand Prix or the Mexican Grand Prix. He is also trying to finish second in the World Championship for the first time in his career.